What is it? Prime Luca or prime Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? So Nazir brought this up last night in our group chat, and he wanted to talk about it. So let's talk.
So the only reason I brought this up last night is because my friend Jack, he was certain that prime Luca averaging 34, 9, and 9, great, last year was better than Shea Gillis Alexander's ever been. And I said, okay,
Ever been?
So I said Luca had a better team last year, and he didn't like that, which I thought was true. Last year, the Mavericks were better all around. They had Luca, Kyrie, PJ, Gafford, Lively. They had Derek Jones Jr. They had Tim Hardaway Jr. The team was amazing, head to toe, really really well put together. Made the finals, beat the Thunder, by the way. Went to the finals, beat the Wolves. And they came up short against the Celtics. Now the biggest reason they went up against the Celtics and lost is because Luka Doncic got exposed. He was doing that all the playoffs, but really got exposed when the better players were up in his face. Now, when I say that, I mean Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They were targeting him. Even Derek White was targeting him. When you are better prime for prime, if we're talking prime for prime, we're talking about both sides of the ball. We're not talking about just offense. Offense, yes, Luka probably is a little bit better than Shea because even Shea has been averaging 30 for 4 years straight. So I don't even want to hear that. 36 and 6, you can put him at his peak, which is still great. Okay. Yes, 34, 9 and 9 is something we haven't seen. He got snubbed from MVP last year. Great. Whatever. But if we're talking about strictly prime and who had the better, people are putting Shea in the conversation of Harden, Westbrook, and Curry MVP year. Luka does not have that because he has not won anything, and that is okay. I'm saying Shea is better simply because he wills his team to the finals. He willed them to win that game, and I understand they went to 7 games with the Pacers, but you have to understand they were going against a top 10 coach, I think probably ever, and they're a young team who had all the pieces around them to win that series, to win in the playoffs, and the Thunder are just as young and just as inexperienced. Neither team were in the finals before besides Alex Caruso. That's like the only player I can think of in that series that was in the finals before. I'm sure someone else was, but well, and Rick Carlisle, you can put him as a champion winning coach. So look, I'm saying this with all respect. Shea is better simply because he can do both offense and defense at a high level and will his team on both sides of the ball. While Luka is strictly offense, there's literal film out there that Luka does not care about defense. When I say that, I don't mean he doesn't care about the game. I mean he does not care about playing on one side of the ball, which is defense. You see him play in the post. You see Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Drew Holiday, doesn't matter which one, all driving on him. Not the Timberwolves' literal plan this year when they were facing the Lakers first round was to attack Luka. You know why? Because yes, he's bad at defense, but I've seen people be bad at defense and actually try. For example, real quick, Steph Curry. Everyone thinks that Steph Curry is horrible at defense, but guess what? He led the league in steals once. Everyone thinks James Harden is bad at defense. He led the league in steals in 2019. There's a reason that they led the league in steals at one point because they try. Even though they're not the best at defense, they still try. Luka Doncic does not try. They blow right past him. Even if they blow right past you, I want to see some effort. Effort is caring, bro. If you have effort, there's no reason that you should be getting blown by every time someone drives on you in the paint. You should be able to at least contest it. And if that's not enough, then they make the basket. That's all you got to do. But Luka lets them get to the basket so he can get the ball on offense and try to make something happen on offense instead of trying to do it on both sides. That's why I put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander above him. Plus, I'm not even mentioning the MVP, the Finals MVP, and the Western Conference MVP. So I just don't like the conversation. I think Luka has time, but if we're talking about who's better right now, entering their prime or even in their prime, I think it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I don't think it's I think it's getting it can be close, but I don't think it's close at the moment.
I personally agree. I don't. I like Luca. You know, I like his game, his offensive game. He doesn't play defense. He's a cone on defense. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander legitimately guarded Tyrese Halliburton. He guarded Anthony Edwards. He guarded. I don't think Ja played, so
He played, but not
didn't
great.
play much. Didn't look like it because why Shea was defending him, and Shea still put average like 30 in these playoffs.
Hmm.
So he got it done on both ends of the floor, and it led to a championship. Luca did it offensively, got him to the championship, but got dog walked by Jason Tatum. So that's the difference for me. Shea is better than prime Luca. Period.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this. And the reason is that we had a stretch of Nikola Jokic winning it felt like 20 straight MVPs because big white guy drops triple double every night. No, Luka Doncic had the best season of his career last year, and I think his best season is better than Shea's best season. I just simply think it is. I don't care about the defense thing. And then we talk about how the Mavericks beat the Thunder last year, right? How Shai was on a team where Luka was on a team that's just better than Shai's. Then tell me how the Thunder were able to outscore the Mavericks last year, out-assist the Mavericks last year, out-rebound the Mavericks last year. They were a better shooting team from the field, better shooting team from 3 by 2%, better shooting team from the free throw line by 6%. They out-rebounded the Mavericks. Season, right? Yes, I'm talking about all the season stats last year between those two teams because the MVP is a regular season award, right? Mm-hmm. The Thunder were a better team by nearly every statistical metric last year than the Dallas Mavericks. And who won in a 7-game series?
Who won in a 7-game series? Who went to the finals last year? Exactly.
Yes, Luka's
team was it was literally the most even team.
Luka's team was
if you watch the teams last year, yes, it was. It was a very even team. Luka was playing defense.
It was very evenly matched, but
it was a very evenly matched team.
The numbers don't point to the Mavericks being a better team than the Thunder.
When
now,
the playoffs come
could that
around,
also have part to do with last year was when the Kyrie Irving trade happened?
Correct? I agree with this comment 1,000%. They still in their points with a hard combo, but for me, it's Shai.
Was the Kyrie trade to the Mavericks during the 23-24 season?
Yeah, it was last year.
Okay, yeah. So does part of that have to do with that? Maybe a little bit. When you look number for number, the Thunder scored more points per game, had more rebounds per game, passed the ball a little bit better per game, more steals, more blocks, better shooting. That doesn't matter.
Yes,
that doesn't
matter. In the playoffs, it does matter, dude. It's a completely different season in the playoffs, dude.
One won the championship this season. The other got that ass whooped in the championship last season.
The regular season stats matter to seeding. When you're seeded, it doesn't matter anymore. Nope. It's about who can play better, and the Mavericks were playing better. Systematically, they were playing better as a team. They were literally doing everything better.
But before the playoffs, they faced each other 4 times that season. Mm-hmm. December of 23, February 24, March of 24, April of 24. Dallas lost 3 of those 4 matchups.
Mm-hmm.
So in the playoffs,
in the playoffs,
the Thunder still had them by record. The Thunder still had them by record in 23-24.
And it went to 6 games.
So I can't say confidently that the Mavericks team was just better than the Thunder because for 2 of those games, they had Kyrie and they lost both of those games. Now, granted, one of them was towards the end of the season, which no one really cares about, but they still got beat by 50 by the Thunder in that game. I can't say with a straight face that the Mavericks were a better team than the Thunder.
So the Thunder had.
I think Luka Doncic had to put the team on his back to get them to that finals.
Offensively,
still did.
But then what happened when he got to the finals is what I'm trying to say. Shai didn't.
The Celtics were the better team. That was the Celtics finals to lose. Everyone knew that going in.
Yes,
everyone knew that going in. It was the Celtics finals to lose.
Everyone calling Luka Doncic the best player in the world, and you see him
because he was.
You get because he was. You can't be the best player in the world if you can't play both sides at a high level. You can't. What player have you ever seen that's a best player in the world that can't? At least Jokic tries. He literally was top 5 in steals this year. At least he tries. Luka does not try. He does not. He was not able to win that final.
Yeah, Luka's defensive stats are absolutely insane.
Luka has some steals on in the finals as well, which is great. But they're all off-ball steals because of bad passes and passes straight to him. But then after that, He doesn't play on-ball defense. He lets up right away to the basket. I mean, he doesn't try. It's ridiculous. If I'm putting him next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, yes, Luka had a better offensive stat-wise season than Shai did this year. Great, whatever. But what happened at the end of the season? Did he win MVP? No, because Jokic was better. What was he able to overcome the odds of beating a great team? No, he was not able to. I understand the Celtics were unstoppable, but at least it could have gone a long. It could have been a way better series if Luka was able to do what he's supposed to do on defense. And I understand the team let him down at one point. I will say that the team did let him down, but they were playing amazing all year, and they were kind of bailing him out a little bit. Kyrie was there for a reason. He was there to help Luka just get over the hump a little bit because Luka does not know how to play defense. They traded him for a reason. They literally traded for a reason. That was the biggest reason they didn't want to keep him, because he does not play defense. I understand Shai. Everyone thinks Shai's a foul baiter, whatever you want to say, but he's able to score just like Luka everywhere on the court. I just don't see how you put Luka over him when Luka has not done anything. I think people are putting Tatum over Luka at one point, bro. I don't even think it's even a close thing right now.
Yeah, this would be definitely a good topic to talk about in the future as well.